So hello Taurus, and welcome back to Divine Rebel. My name is Racey, and I'm going to be doing the reading for you today. It's a general message, so take it as it resonates. Don't force it to fit if it doesn't. You just check your other planetary placements, rising sign, cusp energies, things like that. I do use profanity and talk about adult things, so if that is not your thing, or you have children around, or just don't appreciate that kind of language, respectfully, you can sign off now. Otherwise, we're going to get into this, Taurus. Let's see what your energy is like for August. I'm going to use 4 decks for you. We're going to start with my Chakra Insight Oracle, and then I'm going to clarify it with my Vice Versa Tarot for you. See how the events of August are going to be unfolding in order to help you heal that. And then I'm going to pull some guidance cards at the end. I'm going to use my Sacred Rebel Oracle and my Love Your Inner Goddess Oracle. All right? So, Taurus. What is the universe focused on in your healing? What is the universe focused on in your healing for the month of August? Sacral chakra. Following your joy, relieving guilt, embracing creative nature. Totally drawn to the womb space. I mean, it's sacral chakra, but I'm specifically being drawn to imagery of the womb. You're birthing something that creates a hell of a lot of joy in your life, right? Just being drawn to the radiating light coming off that sacral chakra and the reflection of it below. I think your joy is reflecting outwards. I think it's I think the joy you feel in here that you want to create, I think it's actually reflecting onto the ground level, right? The 3D for you this month. I think that's the big thing. I think that the universe is focusing on your ability to take the joy that you have and see and wish for and putting it into 3D for you. So sacral chakra healing. And you can look up different videos on YouTube and things like that for sacral chakra. Eating orange foods helps too. Eating orange foods or drinking orange juice. Doritos, the nacho cheese ones. Fuck yeah, you can work on your sacral chakra that way. It helps your solar plexus too. I shit you not. Eat orange things. The vibration of orange in your being is going to be big. All right, so one more shuffle. How is this healing going to unfold over the month of August for Taurus? 8 of coins just flashed, but it didn't want to come out. All right. Clarify the 8 of Swords. Clarify Temperance. Clarify the 8 of Cups. And clarify the Ace of Swords with the Sun card. All right. So, Taurus. First of all, I think doors are opening for you. I think doors are opening for you. With the 8 of Swords at the beginning of the month, I do feel like you might be in your head a little bit and worried about things that you really don't need to be worried about, right? Because the 8 of Swords is all about knowing you can get out anytime. It's just the mental prison we create. So Taurus energy, I feel like maybe at the beginning of the month, you might be in your head a little bit, wondering if things are going to work out, wondering if the effort was good enough, trying to be patient, knowing, because it was clarified by Judgment and the 7 of coin. I think what you're worrying about is whether or not the divine is quite literally going to gift you that joy. If you're going to be able to achieve it, create it, I think you're in your head a little bit wondering if it's actually going to happen. Feeling like it's almost like knowing you've gone through the transformation, knowing you have this beautiful golden egg, right, to offer. So you can see the masculine and feminine, they're holding a skull and a golden egg with the inner child in the middle. And then we have the eagle, right? We have the eagle flying across the sun, the divine communication. And what I'm feeling is, I think you've gone through the transformation. I think you've gone through the creative process in which you know you want to birth it. And I think you have reverted back to the inner child as far as that innocent, pure energy. I think you're just wondering if all the work you did was enough. If all the spiritual work you did was actually enough. And that's what you're in your head about. Now what's coming into balance, because we have the Temperance card on the reverse side. So it's not this one, it's this one. So we got the lion and the eagle. And we got this hanged man portal energy over here, which shows up at the end, clarifying the sun and the ace of swords. So right now, I think what's happening in the environment, I think that lion and eagle energy, that heart of gold with that sharp mind, that sees things from a higher perspective. It's almost like I'm getting this feeling of the eagle coming down with all that he has seen from the higher perspective and is telling the lion, telling the heart space, like, listen, this is all that I know. This is all that I've discovered. This is all that I've seen happening. This is everything I see from up here, right? This elevated viewpoint. And all that knowledge, the eagle's coming down and kind of telling the lion, the heart space, right? That heart of gold, like, listen, this is what I know. This is what I see. And so the lion is kind of sitting there listening. And he is kind of sitting there listening. You can see his face. It's like he's listening to the eagle. And I think it's that headspace, heart space communication that you might not even be able to see, right? Because this is the angel on the front. And she's got her back turned to the lion and the eagle. So I feel like this headspace, heart space communication might not even necessarily be you. It could be someone else that you're dealing with. But I feel like they're looking at the door of enlightenment, because that's what the hanged man is, enlightenment. I think that portal to enlightenment is there, and it's super, super close by, and I think that these two are discussing it so that the angel can move forward, so that the alchemy can be had, right? Especially with Mercury retrograde being the fuck over, because the sign for Mercury's on there. It's direct now, August. And I think that's exactly what's going on. I think all that retrograde energy, all the things that were learned from the retrograde are now being communicated to the heart space, and the heart space is taking what it needs in order to gain that enlightenment so it can move forward into that portal energy. It was clarified by the Queen of Coins, which means you're abundant as shit. You're stable. You're in a great energetic place. I mean, this Queen of Pentacles, she has the hawk on her antlers, right? And we have this eagle hawk symbolism up here, right? The messenger, the shadow of the bird. And I'm feeling like with this, and she's wearing a cloak of roses. I feel like she has so much love to give. And you know what? There's lemons in this picture. I never noticed that. I think you're turning lemons into lemonade, Taurus. Honestly, this balancing, all right, this is what's going on. This is where the heart space is. I think you're turning lemons into lemonade. I think you're super abundant. I think that the messages are coming into you now by the second week of August. So, right post Mercury, that post shadow phase, I feel like, again, once Lionsgate portal passes on the 8th and Jupiter goes direct on the 11th, come the second week, I think you're going to realize just how abundant you are and just how much you can manifest. and just what kind of information you're getting from the divine. I think you're getting a whole lot more. And I think that at this point you're really conflicted within the self about moving forward with something. You know, it's like you're wishing on a star. Your inner child is wishing on a star to be completely fulfilled. And you're wondering, because in this phase, someone's moving on. In this phase, someone's staying put because they know it's their inner child's wish. It's their inner child's dream. It's what their soul wanted. And they're conflicted about whether or not they're moving forward in the right direction. Like I said, you know, with this energy at the beginning of the month, wondering if you're, you know, this mental prison kind of energy that you're in, wondering if you're taking the right steps, doing the right thing. I think that what you're realizing by the end of the month is that the truth truly does set you free on the authentic path, right? We got the crown energy up there. It's clarified by the hangman, the enlightenment. So at the end of the day, Taurus, if you were choosing something, I think if you were choosing something against a soul wish, truly your soul's highest wish, I think you might be really conflicted about it. About something else, right? That you don't know if the effort's worth it. The effort you've been putting in was enough. It doesn't look like it's been enough. Doesn't look like it's working out. And yet, you don't even realize how absolutely abundant you are manifesting right now. And your soul is telling you to stay put. Even though you're conflicted, your soul is telling you to stay put. You might want to move forward. You might want to move forward. But your inner child is telling you no for a reason. Your inner child is telling you to stay put for a reason. There could even be this energy as if you had already moving on, this, oh my God, I need to go back kind of energy, right? And feeling conflicted because you've already stepped forward. You've already invested a lot, right? You've already done a lot of work, you know, with head space, heart space, figuring things out. I think the truth is your inner child's going to win out. Because like I said, this inner child is staying put and they're in the dark because they don't see how the fulfillment's there yet, but there's the inner child. And they're not sitting here upset anymore. The truth comes out, and so does the sun. The inner child's happy. And the white horse of spirit is there to move them forward and take them wherever they need to go. We got sunflowers here. It's all authentic. It's all authentic. And I think you're going to realize with this hanged man energy, I'm hearing you don't have your hands tied behind your back like you think. Or like you thought prior, that your hands were tied and there was nothing you could do. Like you already hung yourself from the post and you can't go back on it. You know, I think that's what this is. Like that she's looking, the Sagittarius or Temperance, right? Because this is a Sagittarius card. If you're dealing with Sag or have strong Sag in your chart, you're looking at that portal like, you know, do I hang myself on it? You know what I mean? And it's almost like, I think you're realizing your authentic path is what it is. And people cannot like it. I definitely feel like people aren't going to like it. But it's yours, and that's the truth, you know, because you got these other people talking and talking and talking like, oh, this person, you know, is hanging themselves or blah, blah, blah. I feel like Taurus. You really might be dealing with a Sag. Who has strong Sag in their chart that's watching me, right? Who has strong Sag in their chart that's watching me? Yeah, Taurus, I feel like you are on I think you know you're on a divine path. I think you've put in a lot of work, but the whole point of this month is your joy. That's what the universe is focused on, your joy. So you might be focused on a path, you might be wondering why it hasn't, come to fruition the way you want it, or why it's not taking off, or why you feel like you keep getting stalled, or why you feel like you need to stay put because the universe keeps sticking you put. I think it's because the universe knows what is going to bring you the most joy, and it's just doing it for you. I think you've done plenty. And I think at this point you're focused on doing more, and it's not necessary. Like you're putting too much on yourself. I think you're just putting too much on yourself. Yeah. All right, so let's get some guidance cards then. Either way, by the end of the month, like I said, we got the Sun card with the Ace of Swords. So by the end of the month, I think your truth is going to be in full swing. I think you're going to feel really, 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 really good about it. And all this other conflict, balancing stuff, energy. Because this is the reverse side of the Hanged Man, right? This is the front side, which is like stuck and stalled. And this is seeing clearly in your mind's eye what's really going on. And what's really going on is your authentic path and your truth. That's your truth. Your truth is your truth. You can't get around your truth. You can't get around your truth. You can't bring yourself to negate your truth. And that's a good thing. That's a good thing. All right, so what guidance can we get for Taurus for August? Receiving. See, so that's just it, Taurus. I think you're doing too much. I think you're giving, and trying to give more. And it's like, universe is saying, hey, can you just receive your fucking joy for a minute? Like, I'm trying to give you joy. Can you not run? Can you not run from your joy? Can you receive the love, Taurus? Like, it's here. The golden egg behind her head is what it looks like. Given it's not a golden egg, but it's certainly presenting that way to me right now. And what she's drinking from, it looks like a shell, and it's like this golden milk. I'm getting golden, like the milk of the High Mother. You know what I mean? Like that kind of energy. Like the High Mother, the Divine Mother that is. I feel like she's just trying to rain down joy on you, and she's like, just receive. This is why you're here. This is why you're actually here. Joy. Joy. Do that first. Creativity from that space is imperative. That's what I'm getting. It's your time to receive. The reason why you can't move forward, Taurus, is because it's your time to receive. Hands down. Universe is like, no, you're going to receive these fucking blessings. You're going to receive these fucking blessings. Thank the universe for that. All right, so love your inner goddess oracle. What card above all other cards does Taurus need to receive in the highest for August? What additional insight can we give Taurus? Moonchild and Good Witch. Every saint has a past, every sinner has a future. Create your own magic. Tea time, enjoy. Party. She's rocking. Both of them are rocking crowns. Both of them are wearing crowns. And we've got this honeybee imagery here. So, Taurus, if you're on the twin flame journey, if you're on a sacred connections kind of pathway, if you're being divinely stalled, it's probably because you and your partner are coming into union. Yeah, I think if that's the case, I think you're most definitely stalled for good reason. All right. Let me read a little from the book for you. Moonchild. Here we go. I'm going to hold it up with this card. First sentence. First sentence. You have an opportunity to manifest something that you want very much, and the divine wants to bless you with assistance to bring a cherished dream to life. Begin by admitting the true desires of your heart, and then you will need to let go of control as you trust enough to let it happen. You know when you are really doing this because you'll feel scared at first. You'll wonder if it's okay to surrender quite so much, and it is. Ask for what you need and what you want without shame, guilt, or hesitation, and then relax and allow the universe to do its thing. Your heart has a special spiritual power which you can access through prayer. Prayer means speaking from the heart to the divine, and for you, the divine might be an unconditionally loving and all-powerful being, such as the universe or spirit. You may choose a deity or to choose the word God or whatever else. The divine doesn't mind who or what you pray to, as long as you feel a peaceful, unconditionally loving connection between the divine and your own heart space. When you pray, you activate the heart and stimulate a portal of healing, and the heart knows how to gain closure on emotional, psychological, physical, and spiritual levels, showing you the way through the unknown transitions and leading you faithfully to the light of a new day. Dawn. Nothing is too small or too big for the divine to help you figure it out. Ask and you shall receive. Ask and you shall receive. You prayed for something, Taurus. You prayed for something with all your fucking heart. You prayed for something with all your fucking heart. Whatever would have given your heart the most joy. And that's what the universe is giving you right now. That's what the universe is giving you right now, like fucking magic. You create your own magic. Alright, so here we go. That's weird. I was being drawn to the crown. There's a face in the crown. A man's face in the crown, and he's got eggs in his mouth. He's eating the eggs, and I instantly got Kronos, right? I got Kronos energy because Kronos is the, you know, the eater of children and the cold-hearted. I feel like I almost feel like you're wearing it on your crown as a trophy, like you've mastered that. Like you've mastered overcoming that dark energy. That self-sabotaging fear state of losing power, losing control. I think you're releasing that dark controlling energy, that fear energy. I think you've mastered it. All right, so good witch. It's time to use your words. Speak up for what you want. If someone is saying negative things about you, or you are thinking negative thoughts about yourself or anyone else, don't believe them and don't sink to that level by lashing out. Instead, speak the goodness of beautiful truth that you want to affirm right now. Use the positive power of your words, thoughts, and intentions to override and replace the meanness, fear, hate, or jealousy of anyone else. The goodness in you is more powerful than the badass in anyone or anything else. Listen, Taurus. Listen. When you know your heart's calling to something that you've prayed for and it's here and you completely change your life, I feel like there's a good chance that you completely change your life because you've been on this path for so long. And now a door is finally being presented. And I think if you take that door, people are going to have a lot to say. I think you might get a lot of backlash or criticism for not following through with your own plan. And the fact of the matter is, it's always been your highest plan. Everybody else was getting your second plan, your backup plan, but your original fucking blueprint plan is here. So why would you go for plan B when plan A is perfect for you? People aren't going to like it. People are not going to like it. You might even lose some people. But that's okay, because the ones that love you are still going to be there. The ones that support you and understand that are still going to be there. So don't worry about it. Where there's a will, there's a way. And just because plan B, which you absolutely loved, did not take precedence over plan A does not mean plan B will never happen. It just means plan A is happening first. Plan A is happening first, and that's just going to have to be okay with everybody, because that's what's okay for you. You know what I mean? Yeah. So don't stress it. Don't stress it, Taurus. There's a reason why. There's a reason why you feel like you can't move forward. There's a reason why you're still here. There's a reason why, and it's because the truth is about to you're about to see it. Come the end of August, you will absolutely see why that truth was so important, because it's going to shine. It's going to shine, and you're not going to be stuck anymore. Your happiness is all that fucking matters. It's not your job to make everybody else happy before yourself. 2 hearts, 1 soul is on the bottom. 11. Yeah, if you're on the twin flame journey, let's just say like you're a divine feminine who decided like her masculine wasn't around, and so she decided to go off on her own mission, and now all of a sudden, you know, the mission's full blown and the masculine's back, and you're like, oh shit, and he's here and it's real this time. What do I do? Do I keep moving forward with my solo mission, or do I completely nix the solo mission and go into the union mission? Because this will start playing a role later. But the union mission might need to come first. It might have to come first. Otherwise, that plan that you had might not have been so successful at that time. You know what I mean? Like, just saying. Let the haters hate. Let the squawkers squawk. And just do your thing. Do you however you need to do you. Because everybody else will see after. Everybody else will realize that you didn't abandon your plan or your mission after. You just kind of have to roll with it. Roll with it. All right, just roll with it. Everybody's learning some kind of lesson, right? Everybody's always learning a lesson. So if other people are getting triggered, that's their lesson. That's their lesson. Why are they being triggered? What is so triggering? If your happiness and your joy, and that's what's healing, if your ability to receive from the High Mother is there, and you're drinking the sacred milk of the Divine Mother and birthing a golden opportunity, yeah, let them fucking hate. Let them fucking hate. Let them not be happy about it. It is what it is. It is what it is. Your joy is important, because you can't manifest anything from a place of not feeling joy. You know, I read a quote from Steve Jobs today, who passed away from pancreatic cancer. And it was all about not being able to take it with you. You know, so you might have this huge dream that's going to manifest all kinds of money for you and stuff like that, but then you got the love of your life over here, and you're like, well, what do I do? Do I take the money, or do I take the love of my life? Like, I'm thinking like wealth and abundance to my wildest dreams over here, and then I got the love of my life, and I'm like, well, what do I do? What do I do? Well, Steve Jobs said you can't take it with you. Doesn't matter if you're wearing a $30 watch or a $300 watch. They both tell the same time. The money's not important. He said for all that he accomplished in his life, for all the wealth that he accumulated, he barely felt any joy. He said he barely felt any joy. He was very alone in his feeling. All the money in the world couldn't take his grief away. So you know what, Taurus? Even though one side of the coin might have been completely worth it, It's not worth passing up love. It's just not. And if anybody else can't understand that, then you don't need them in your life. Then you don't need them in your life. Love wins. Love wins. True that, Taurus. All right. So, with that said, until next time, guys, love each other, and most importantly, love yourselves. Bye.